Okay, now that we have an understanding of what self-defense is, I want to talk about 3 more points that are going to help us get ready for the content that we're going to do later. The first is understanding what makes a self-defense system worth practicing and how we're going to approach this method. So the first thing is first. Any system or way or method or technique that you practice has to be 3 things: functional, versatile, sustainable. What do I mean by functional? Functional means it has to work. It has to be simple enough to actually be effective. Versatile or accessible mean that it has to work for anybody. It doesn't matter if you're 10 feet tall or 2 feet tall. You have to be able to make it work. And sustainable means that it works every time, whether you're sick, whether you're tired, whether you've just worked out and you're pumped, or whether you're exhausted and have the flu. The second thing that talks about how we practice is that we have to recognize something that is a little hard to talk about in self-defense, and it's that under pressure, under stressful or scary situations, people typically don't rise to the occasion. They instead fall to the level of training. So what I mean by that is, what you practice is what you'll do. If you practice nothing, most people freeze. This is normal. But if we want to be prepared, then what we have to do is we have to practice a response, and that's what we'll be more likely to do under pressure. So we'll practice fast, we'll practice strong, we'll practice not for real, but with the real mindset, so that when it comes down to it, we'll instinctively respond with something. Doing something is always more important than doing nothing. Now, the last point that ties all of these things together is about the 4 kind of goals of self-defense. I always say number 2, 3, and 4 are about escaping, right? Getting away from the situation. We talked about that already. Expecting injury, like not getting shut down if you get hurt, and never giving up, or being prepared not to quit when the going gets tough. These are important. But number 1 is the most important, and it's recognizing and understanding and internalizing that you are worth defending. If you don't recognize and appreciate or believe that, you're less likely to speak up if somebody is in your space. This doesn't have to be physical. It could be somebody talking over you. It could be somebody making you feel uncomfortable. But understanding and internalizing that you're worth defending gives you the sort of courage and self-respect to speak up for yourself, or to take whatever action you need to protect yourself, to separate yourself from a situation, to escape, to do whatever you have to do to make sure that you stay safe. So that's tying all of these techniques together, is this understanding that you are worth defending because you are.